Thriving in retirement, a lot of people have asked me about, and wonder how a guy my age goes out there and puts together pieces that are the instructions and the tools that somebody wants to use if they're going to look at retirement, or if they're thinking they're already in retirement and it's not going like they thought. And most of my life, I always looked at retirement people and said, you know, I'm going to wait till I'm retired and then I'm going to go live there, or I'm going to go do something. And I thought, why not do it now while you're living? So I sort of put this, I'm going to live my life for retirement every day. And for me, as the people who've seen in the book, I had cancer when I was 23, and it sort of balanced me out a little bit to take a look and really take a second look at life in general. But it's not just that. It's sort of seeing what's right in front of you and deciding you want to take an active role in living a great, happy, excited life. And as I grew up and grew older, I would start seeing people at organizations I was part of that had retired, and they were always telling me how tough retirement was. If they knew retirement was this tough, they might have done it a little different. And I lived in a couple of different communities. I still do, one down in Palm Springs, California, and the other in Sun Valley, Idaho. And I'm around a lot of people that are retired. When I'm over there snowboarding or skiing with some of these guys, or even my father who still skis in his 70s, I've seen that, you know, inside they still think they're 26. The body's a little worn in some areas, but the ones that really thrive in retirement keep exercising and they keep volunteering and they keep having these goals. So I tried to take some of the little jewels out that I've listened to over the years, put them into the book, put them into these assessment forms, and come up with a package that people could say, I want to look at that. I want to start thinking about where I'm headed for my retirement. And really what you find is you come up with things that people want to communicate about, what couples need to communicate about. Spouses, and they sit around a table and just have a discussion of donating your time, or a discussion on where we're going to spend part of the year. One person wants to move on to sunnier weather. Somebody else doesn't want to leave the local neighborhood because the kids live right down the street and they're going to miss the time with their grandkids. Those are the things I talk about in the book. I showed the book to Dr. Tom Stokes several years ago. He's a therapist. And he said, you need to put this into print, and I will do everything I can to help you with that. And so as Tom and I started taking everything I had typed out and all the experiences I had, he really was the grammarian, as he classifies it in the book. And Tom has been a great one to work with. But as we go through the book, we find all of those things that really people need to look at and consider to make a thriving part of their life. Retirement should not be where you just sort of survive. And that's why in the title it says, Retirement I Will Survive. No, I'm going to thrive in it, because that's what I love to see people doing. I opened a cycling studio up and really thought I was going to have all these young people training with me. I've done endurance athletics for 20-some years, from running to cycling to Ironman triathlons. And I figured those are the people that are going to come surround themselves with me, and we're going to work out together and do these cycling classes, and they're going to inspire me while I'm inspiring them. And who shows up? An older generation. Some of the people are retired, some of them are working in their retirement. And to see the ones making this commitment, the older they get, we find out that we never really lose that internal flame. You know, were we really excited and moving at 25, or was it 31, or was it 37? But whatever that really hot time in our life was, where things were going great and we felt good, it's still in there. Like I said, the body gets a little old, but you know what? We can keep doing things to spice it up, to make it good. And that's what I put in the retirement book. I am so blessed when I get to be around people who thrive in their retirement. A couple of years ago, I put a CD out called The World is Waiting. In fact, I refer to Maggie Davis, who was living in Palm Desert. She's since passed away. But I had an opportunity to video a little bit of Maggie Davis and hear who someone in their 90s had, what they had to say about living, about accepting people for who they are, about not letting the small stuff get in their way. And I knew I was on the right track when I got done talking to Maggie. I've known Maggie for many years, but to watch her age and to listen to the jewels that she brought to us, the little whispers that she would get, really moved me. And I've shared those with a lot of people. And now I'm at this point where I want to share this information with everybody I can talk to. From convention halls to homeowners associations, I love talking about things that make people's life better. And as you can see, donating your time and volunteering is a crucial part of what I think we have to do to fill our own tank, to inspire us to keep going. And when we do that and we mix it with some sort of exercise or some passion that we really like, I talk about a lady, Janet, up in Alaska, who was tied to a quilt making group. That's where she got the same feelings I would get after I'd go out and run. Maybe I only ran 10 miles or 15 miles, but when I shed the energy, she would do the same thing making quilts. And if we can incorporate that kind of stuff into growing older, it's amazing how good the feeling is and how we fill that tank up inside. There are so many places in the world to visit. There are so many people that we can touch. We have so much to give of life experience. And it's time that we really open our heart and our soul up to share that. Not just with children, but with our neighbors, with people that are in senior centers. And we start sharing our experiences and help them so that they can give us those experiences. Retirement, I Will Thrive in It is a book that I know is going to go places, and is one that I'm already being asked about how we can do the next phase of that. Once I've got into this retirement and I've started to walk down the road, where do we go from there? And I'm already working on that. So if you want to know about retirement, if you've got kids that are in their 40s or 50s and they're trying to decide what to do, this is a great book for them. We start to realize that we probably don't need 3, 4, 5 houses. Do we really need 4 or 5 cars? Do we need 6,000 square feet to live in, or can we live very comfortably in 1,000 square feet? And how much stuff do we keep collecting? And we talk about that in the book. I've downsized myself just by watching my own family have their downsizing times, whether it's cleaning out closets or cleaning out a house. And it's a good feeling when you start shedding that. You start shedding the energy. My business, Intuitive Consulting, is all about trying to wake up people's intuition, their gut feelings, their thoughts that they have. And I want to make sure we're doing that to people that are going into retirement. Just because the calendar says we're a certain age doesn't mean we don't know what we're talking about. And I meet roomfuls of people every day that are so talented, but many of them have been told technology's passed them by, they're too old, they're not in shape. It's never too late to take your life back. And you've got to do that when you want to have a successful retirement. I hope these little bits help people. I love to see people thrive in their life. And as I travel around to meet with them, it's one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my life. I've loved working in a family business. I love consulting with family businesses that I do. But to see people at the prime of their life, when time is very valuable, and to know that I can give them a little something that they could make their life a little happier, or they're a little easier, or their relationship maybe a little more bonded, that's all I'm after. I hope you have a great retirement. I hope this helps you a little bit. I'm Alex Laws. Thank you.